to hear the great high-grade Vertex gold story. Let's get this right. So, at the moment we're sitting on about 13 cents, and there's 122 million shares on issue, and we've had a couple of good days. Even some people we've been speaking to here are now shareholders as of last night or during today, so that's great, and I can see a couple of those people in the audience. Thank you, those new shareholders of Vertex. So our flagship project is the Reward Gold Mine. It's located just north of Bathurst, about 40 k's as the crow flies from Cadia. Cadia's Australia's largest gold mine. It's a very, very high-grade gold resource and reserve. There's been about 1.8 million ounces mined within that area of Hill End, and the Hawkins Hill mine that sits directly above the Reward mine mined 435,000 ounces at 309 grams per tonne. This is one of the highest grade gold mines I think Australia's seen. In fact, Hill End was one of the first underground gold mines or reef mines in Australia, the first place to order a stamper and have a stamper brought into the country and used, and it's got a magnificent history. And the other amazing thing about the Reward mine is it recovers 95% by gravity. And that's thanks to the geology gods that I worship. So we've got a clear strategy. We're wanting to kick into gold production in January next year. We're getting a plant refurbished as we speak. We did have a trial gravity plant on site, but we're getting one refurbished. We purchased off Morningstar that went into administration. It was perfect for what we needed. A good little gravity plant. It's being combined with our existing plant down in Ballarat at the Gecko plant. We're going to treat some stockpiles. Believe it or not, well, they're not stockpiles, they're waste piles. The waste piles from the trial mining are going 3 to 3.5 grams. So that's the waste that this mining has presented. And we'll be starting our development and further mining into the Reward mine. The Reward mine was developed in 2009, 2010. I'll show you a picture of where we're at with it. We're going to be and aim to be one of the most prominent high-grade gold mines in Australia. We've got a lot of drilling to do as well because we've got lots to further add to the area within the mine and within the 25 kilometres of strike length of the Hill End anticline that we have, and earn a good safety environment, social governance reputation. And of course, probably should have led with this, we want to build shareholder value. So steps production, as I said, we're going through various phases now. You can see there that the idea is that we'll start out next January with a step-up approach. We're going to start out at doing the stockpiles or the waste dumps, and then ramping up to the underground high-grade feed throughout the year. And by June, on an annualised basis, we'll be producing around about 30,000 ounces a year. And further on than that, we want to advance that even further. So we were blessed with work that's already done. You can see the yellow area there, that was being drilled out, and there's a resource there of 225,000 ounces at 16.7 grams. That area there sits just underneath that Hawkins Hill that I was telling you about, the 309 gram per tonne mine. And to the south of where we're mining, we've got an exploration target of up to, it ranges from 12.5 to 19 grams per tonne for about 321,000 ounces. So the infrastructure's all there. You can see the little brown plant there, that's the gravity plant where it sits. From there, there's a brown line that runs through the hill. That's the adit, and that leads to the bottom of the Reward shaft. We use it only for second egress or safety and for ventilation. All equipment runs in and out the adit to the plant. The plant is, as I said, just gravity. This plant's absolutely unique. Again, because of the geology gods that landed in Hill End, we don't even have to use any grinding. There's no ball mill at the front of this. We pull our gold at 650 micron. For those that are not technical, that's fairly coarse, and it means we don't use much energy. So this is I guess it looks technical, but this plant is very, very simple. We crush, we ore sort, we then send it through a couple of jig, and then it goes to 2 falcons. That's what does all our work. The 2 falcons pull a gravity con. That gravity con then goes to the old Wilfrey table, straight to the gold pour. Beautiful gold that we've got, and we bring that into our friends here at ABC. So we do have some existing plant there. You can see on the right that will combine with the new plant. So we've got all the infrastructure there: power, water, crib rooms, change rooms, workshops, etc. So the new plant, the benefits from it is not only is it bigger than the existing one that we have, it's fully automated. It is built by Gecko, it's Gecko Systems backed. We'll have a lot better security on this. As you can imagine, when you're mining grades that we're mining, security is a big thing. It only requires 2 operators, and with the ore sorter in there, and the ore sorter just does an absolute treat. We upgrade by 390% with the ore sorter. So those waste stockpiles that are 3 grams, we turn them into 16 grams. The material that's coming out from the 17 gram resource becomes 12 gram after we mine it from dilution. From that goes into the ore sorter and it'll be turned into 35 grams before it goes into the plant. It does a great job because it means that we use 50% less water. We only need to run the plant on a day shift. We're not, and probably might only be 4 days out of the 7 days, so we only have one crew, so not multiple swings. We use a lot less power. Our power usage is 500 kilowatt, which is about a little genset that would fit on the back of a Toyota. So it's we're talking about very, very low power needs, and that's because we don't grind. And our tails material, because of the ore sorter, we'll probably have less than half, maybe even a third of our tails material will end up down at the tails dam. So look, I've got the PFS numbers here. We were talking about JORC before. This is our PFS. We have changed our financial model because of the fact that we've introduced, and that was a late starter because the results came back from the ore sorting, but this is the PFS on a base case model. So if you can imagine, it only gets better than this, but we've got to only talk to what we've put out there in public. So it's a good little model. It's only based on 50,000 ounces. Again, with JORC, we can only put into a PFS indicated resource. So the indicated resource gives us a reserve of 50,000 ounces. Those are numbers just based on 2 years of processing of 50,000, well, thereabouts, ounces. So they're tidy numbers and for what we're doing, considering we're putting this whole project together for under $10 million. The plant is only going to cost us $5 million. Very, very few plants that I've ever heard of would even be, you can't even build a mining camp in some of these gold mines for the $5 million, let alone a full plant. And that's, again, because it's only gravity, very simple. The stockpiles are in the blue there. They were dumps from the development mining, and we're going to put them through first. That's all about just de-risking the plant. We don't want to jump straight in and be doing our high-grade material. We'll just start nice and simply. We do have, as I said, an existing adit straight to the to our ore. We've got existing equipment. We are buying jumbos and production rigs as we speak. We're also buying our own drill rig. That picture on the right is the bottom of the shaft with an Alimak conveyance. So our development there, you can see, is already done for us. The blue lines are leading down to where we're going to be first stopes. We're not going to be just a producer. Our modus operandi is to keep drilling, to keep building up resource, to aim to have a large inventory of gold in front of us, and to be looking at the targets that we've got, and they're very, very high grade. And the way the market works, you seem to get more traction out of presenting high-grade intersections than you do about talking about high-grade resources. So that's what we're doing. We do have a global resource. Clearly, that's an important part about this whole project. We've got 25 kilometres of tenements, and there's over 3,000. We did a LiDAR survey. We've got 3,500 shafts that the old timers did. All those were sort of a good ounce material. They only went down to about 60 feet because of the water table. So we've got a massive area to drill and to explore over the next however long. Historically, this has been a crazily high-grade mine. There's been plots up there that miners have mined, 424 tonnes mined, which would fit in a garage, a bit bigger, and to get nearly 25,000 ounces of that's $100 million, staggering. And of course, the largest piece of gold ever to be pulled out of the ground on this planet came from just above where we're mining, called the Haldeman Nugget. You can see that. There's a poor version of it here, but the better version's in front of our stand 29. Talking about ESG, well, again, the geology gods gave us ESG on a plate. We don't use cyanide. It's fully gravity recoverable gold with extremely low capital cost and extremely low environmental cost to get to producing ounces. We're minimum grind size is 650 micron, maximum minimum size to start with, and then we have a little regrind circuit, but it's very small to get the last bit. Our tails are totally benign. There's no arsenopyrite, there's no pyrite, there's no chalcopyrite. So we have no metals in our tails. Our water is clear. We can release water from our tails straight into the environment. It's drinkable. In fact, we don't even have a tails dam because we don't need a tails dam. We just dry stack sand. And we reuse all our water, so very, very low water consumption. And we also have a beautiful gold product anyway. It's 23 fines. So we start with a very clean gold. 23 fines, about as pure as you get gold in the, I guess, in nature. So it's a great thing to deal with. This week, Austex brought out a report based on the cheapest gold mines on the ASX, and because of the, I guess, the market cap versus resource. And guess what? We came in winners on that one. Thanks to Austex, we've come number one as the cheapest gold play on the ASX. So for those of you thinking that it's a good time to get into gold, well, why don't you get into the cheapest gold story on the ASX? So in summary, we own 100% of this project. We're only 40 k's from Australia's biggest gold mine. We plan to be mining high-grade gold in early 2025. We've got a robust financial model going forward. We've got a very, very exciting exploration endeavour going forward, because we've just bought our own underground diamond rig. We're going to have our own operators running it, as well as our own operators mining. And we think we've only just scratched the surface at Hill End, and we're hoping to be able to put out a lot of announcements over the next few years on some very big hits. We've got a good group of workers. At the moment, we employ 12% of Hill End, and we're going to 25% of Hill End. Of the 100 people, we'll have 25. And our board and management are doing really well, and they're a great team. 18 seconds to go. How's that?